Ladies and gentlemen, today's gameplay is absolutely insane. I got one of my fastest V2 rockets ever. You guys gotta watch it. With that said, we are going to be using the buffed Nikita AVT. This thing's absolutely insane. If you don't have it leveled up already, you definitely need to level it up. If you guys do enjoy this video and you want to help out the channel, a like is greatly appreciated. If we can get like 150 likes, that would be awesome. And if you are new and you want to get better at Vanguard, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Shout out to these cuties right here. I appreciate you guys leaving those comments. If you want a shout out my next video, all you have to do is leave a comment saying Nikita AVT because this gun is a banger. Here is an overview of the class I was using in today's nasty V2 rocket gameplay. Then if you want a screenshot of the secondary, here's an overview. For the first attachment on the muzzle, because there isn't much recoil on the weapon, we can get away with doing the recoil booster. It's going to increase that fire by 6.8%, so you can kill the enemies pretty much 7% quicker. Say you want to run a suppressor on the weapon, I recommend doing the MX silencer because the only recoil on the weapon is the horizontal, and then the MX silencer is going to give us 3.6% for the horizontal. You also can do the mercury because we already have a lot of damage range, and so us losing damage range isn't going to really matter, and then you just get some vertical and horizontal. So I guess try out the MX and the mercury and just use whichever one you like the most, but in my opinion, I think the recoil booster is the best. For the next attachment on the barrel, so we are going to be using the sniper barrel. This is going to increase that range and give us some recoil control, making this gun very good at long range. Plus, it's actually going to increase that damage to 25, giving this thing a 4-shot to kill. We are going to be losing 14.5% to the fire rate, so we are going to kill the enemies a little bit slower, but actually it should be the same speed because we are increasing that damage, so it's one less shot, but that fire rate is going to be reduced, which is a little bit annoying, but that's why we got the recoil boost to increase that fire rate. For the optic, I really like the slate reflector. I think this is like the best reflex sight in the game, and so I recommend doing the slate reflector. Say you do want to run the iron sights, I recommend doing the Empress IS-20. This can increase the ADS speed by about 2%, making the gun feel a little bit snappier, and the iron sights are pretty clean, but the gun does have like a decent amount of visual recoil, and so if you are using the iron sights at like medium and a long range, it's a little bit harder to see the enemies, and so that's why I recommend doing the slate reflector. For the stock, so a lot of people like the Zac pattern, which is a very good stock, but we are going to lose so much sprint to fire speed. Like, this gun really won't be good for rushing, and this class is very good for rushing and it's good at long range, and so I really don't like the Zac pattern. It just makes it so I lose so many close range engagements because my sprint to fire speed is so slow, and so I like to do the Empress AVT RS, which is going to give us ADS speed, making the gun feel snappier, and we get more recoil control, like initial recoil, which is the most important recoil to have. We are going to be losing hip fire accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, but you guys will see in the gameplay it really doesn't hinder me. Like, I am completely world star in the enemies. For the proficiency, you can run the brace if you want more initial recoil control, or you can do the perfectionist if you want a little bit more recoil control, but it shouldn't be that hard to control the gun. After playing a few games, actually just playing like literally one game, you should be completely used to it, so I don't really think you need the perfectionist or the brace. What I recommend you guys to run is the flea or the icy veins. So if you want to move around the map a little bit quicker, run the flea, and then what you also can do is the icy veins. This is a very underrated proficiency. It pretty much makes it so you can reload quicker and you have more recoil control as the enemies are firing at you, making it a lot easier to win those engagements when the enemies pressing you. And this actually would have helped me out a lot in the gameplay. You guys will see I completely get swarmed by enemies and then I still survive, but the icy veins would have made it so much like more fluent. For the kit, we are going to be running the fully loaded. I don't really like the other kits on here. If you like them, you can run them, but I recommend you guys to run the fully loaded. This is just going to give you extra ammo, and so you can go on those streaks without having to worry about running out of ammo. For the next attachment on the rear grip, to make sure we have zero initial recoil, you want to do the stipple grip tape. It's going to give you a lot of recoil control. Say you want more recoil control as you fire the weapon because the stock is making it so we lose recoil control as we fire the weapon. Try out the rubber grip. This is just going to give you overall vertical and horizontal recoil control, but for me, I really like the stippled, and then if I'm playing on like ship hoss or DOS hoss or pretty much any small map, I'll probably do the fabric grip just because I don't need as much recoil control and I'd rather have more mobility. For the next attachment on the magazine, I recommend you guys to run the 60 mag. This is the magazine that got buffed, I believe. Pretty sure they brought that damage from 21 to 24. So if you guys look, if you hit them in the limbs, this thing is actually going to be a 5-shot kill, but as long as you hit the enemy in the torso or in the vital area, which I believe is the chest and the head, you will be able to kill the enemies in 3 to 4 shots. So make sure you aim for the center mass on the enemies. Before the buff, it was actually a 5-shot to kill unless you shot the enemies in the vital area, but now with the buff, you can hit them in like the torso, like stomach area, and it will give you that 4-shot kill. Plus, on top of that, we get a ton of ammo, and then we get lots of recoil control. This is one of the attachments that's going to make it so you can really beam the enemies, and we have so much ammo, which makes the gun very fun to use, and we get an increase to that movement speed, allowing us to play a little bit more aggressive, but we are losing a lot of our damage and damage range and everything. But that's why for the barrel, we have the sniper barrel, which is is going to bring those values up. For the ammo, I like to run the length, and even though the bolt velocity is already pretty good, like you don't really need it because you just want to make sure that bolt velocity is around 1,000 meters per second. When you add the length in, it's going to be about 1,300 meters per second, so you don't really need the lengthen. But for me, I really like to run that lengthen, makes the gun feel very good. What I do recommend you guys to run is the hollow point. It's going to make the gun very good at range. It's pretty much going to make it so you can shoot the enemy in the arm, and it's going to do like the torso damage. So sometimes at range, you will be able to kill the enemies in 4 shots. So I guess I do recommend you guys to run the hollow point, but for some reason, I just love the lengthen. Oh, and then another very good option is the FMJ. This is going to make it so you get more, like you can shoot the enemies through cover and sometimes kill them with one last bullet. Lastly, on the underbarrel, we are going to be running the SMLA pistol grip just because there's already a lot of recoil control on the weapon, so you don't really need to do like the hand stop or the carbine foregrip. And so to add more mobility to the weapon, which is actually one of the biggest cons on this weapon, is the low sprint to fire speed. So we are going to be using this to bring that back up, and then we get some hip fire accuracy, making this gun very good for rushing. Say you are having a hard time controlling the recoil, I would do the carbine foregrip or the hand stop. Hand stop will give you more of a balance between the vertical and the horizontal recoil control. The carbine foregrip is going to give you more vertical than horizontal recoil control. Oh, and then if you want just overall more mobility, you don't really care about just that sprint to fire speed, try out the M3 ready grip. This is going to give you more overall mobility. Here's an overview of the newly buffed Nikita AVT in Vanguard. I'm so happy that they fixed the pacing on this game, or like they fixed the map rotation, because they just took out assault, and so now we get more of the rotation. Like I guess it was making the game like super bugged, and it took them like 4 months to figure it out. But we are on Eagle's Nest. It's very nice to play in other maps than like the same like 5 maps that the game gives you, and so content should be a little bit more unique, on like a little bit more fresh. Oh my god, dude, this thing is so nasty. Oh my god, I used to only like it with like the 25 round mag, but then they buffed the 60 round and this thing kills so quick. With that said, we should be able to drop a nasty V2 rocket. Let's get Snoop Dogg out. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh, nice little quad feed, I didn't even realize we got one. Dude, I wish you could drop shot in Call of Duty. Like you can, but I wish you didn't need this. Wish you didn't need the stupid attachment to drop shot. Dude, there's so much going on in this blitz game. Oh my god. Enemies are everywhere. Okay, let's try to resituate. I think they're over here. Oh my god. This thing does have a little bit of horizontal, but I don't mind that. I'd rather have my SMLA pistol grip for like more mobility. But if there's too much horizontal, try out the like the hand stop. That should help a lot. What the fuck, dude? Why did you have to have a shotgun? I was like vibing out. I was having a great time, and then he just ended everything.
Contact to the patrol zone. Ready for mission. Double kill. Double kill. Throwing stone. Secured. Hostiles took the patrol zone.
This is so sketchy.
Dogs ready for action.
Oh, trophy system. You never see those. There we go, boys. We got local reinforcements. This should help a lot. Now we know where the enemies are coming from.
Local intel on their side. Control zone is ours. Orders incoming. Get out.
Okay, doggos rolled out. There are so many enemies over here. Dude, there are so many people. Oh my god, boys, we got the V2. We got the V2 rocket. Let's go, boys. That was actually crazy. That was one of my best V2 rockets. I know I say that like somewhat frequently, but that was actually a really good one. There was just so many enemies around me. I feel like we got that in like 2 minutes. That was crazy. What a nasty V2. You guys should definitely leave a like for that, or you know, so a subscription would be even cooler. Okay, let's see how long we can get. Never mind, I was gonna say, let's see how long we can keep this streak going, but nope. Okay, let's see if we can get like a second V2 rocket. Something like how we just got that last one where we just like sit in their spawn and just spawn trap them. And then I think by the time you guys are seeing this, we hit 33,000 subscribers, and so thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it. Dreams are coming true day by day. And then hopefully, you know, we pop in Modern Warfare 2. That'd be awesome. No, dude, I don't know how I got the V2 rocket against these guys. Like, they're not that good, but I just died like 4 times in a row. What is going on? I think we just need to focus up and stop shooting me in the back. I think we just need to focus up and then we can get this V2. Low-key want to put on piercing vision since that's a very fun perk to run. It's just Fort Intel helps so much. What a nasty weapon. What a nasty player.
Allied mortar fire inbound. That makes fire.
See, boys, I could put the hand stop on, but this thing doesn't have the best sprint to fire speed, and so you just have a very low sprint to fire speed if you don't have the hand stop on. I just like using the SMLE. This game is ending soon. We gotta make sure we don't forget to call on this V2 rocket. I've done that way too many times. So we're at 168. I just gotta call it in probably at like 190. Like, I keep dying over and over. What is this? We have 70 kills. Not too bad.
Contact to the patrol.
Okay, boys, I think I'm just gonna call on this V2 rocket. We just died so many times. I literally don't know how I got the V2 in here. They're just traveling in clusters, and it's just like so awkward. You kill like 4 of them, and then there's like still 2 left. Let's go, though, boys. Leave a like for that. Let's freaking go. Easy V2s. Let's go. 80 kills, not too bad. Get nuked.